Hey, welcome. Welcome everyone. Thought I'd surprise y'all. I surprised myself. I had to leave the house this morning to go help out my mom because, she's old and has problems and stuff. Anyway, I thought I had scheduled my video from the one I didn't mean to premiere. I was going to premiere it today at 5, and I just looked, oh, okay, let's see if anyone left any comments. Like, holy crap, my video it already premiered. I'm stupid. I had apparently set it for 3 p.m. instead of 5 p.m. and I left the house really quick this morning. Didn't bother to double check, and here I am. So, yeah, that's what happened. I was all ready to start getting ready to come in here and get ready to do the premiere with you guys, and I realized, oh my God, it premiered without us because your cult leader is stupid and didn't realize he somehow selected 3 p.m. instead of 5 p.m. But, that's what happens when your work gets compromised because personal life gets so busy that you rush and make mistakes. So, yes, a vegan made a mistake. So if any of you anti-vegan channels are watching, I know you're going to show this little clip and say, hey, if he had not been vegan, he never would have made that accidental mistake. He would have typed in 5 instead of 3. Actually, you don't type it in. You pull it down from a pull down menu in a web browser. But anyway, yeah, guys, so I just debunked myself and veganism, but I just thought I'd come on and say hello in case any of you guys were there at the premiere. Again, I apologize big time for being stupid and rushed, and yeah, I told Andrew, and I feel like I'm pressured and rushed. I get sloppy and I make mistakes, and I made one, but But anyway, yeah, thanks for coming by, guys. And I thought, it might be an interesting time for a live stream too, because yeah, what the hell happened last night and everything. So yeah, Peter is messaging me, making sure I'm okay. Like, yeah, nothing's really happened yet. It's like Californians haven't been incarcerated or imprisoned or anything like that for being so yeah, Sarah, just explaining your dumb cult leader here, me. I thought I had scheduled my premiere to be at 5 p.m. and just a little bit ago I checked to see if anyone left any pre-comments, and I saw it already premiered, and I saw it premiered at 3 because I'm stupid and I had to rush out of the house this morning I already knew it wasn't rush like an emergency, but I was going over to help my mom a little bit today because her caregiver wasn't coming today, so I want to make sure everything was cool there with them. So yeah, Angie said, yeah, why don't you just schedule your video before you leave, and we could premiere it this evening at 5, which would have been in like 24 minutes. And in my haste, I selected the wrong time because I'm dumb and was rushed and I'm busy. So yeah. Anyway, here I am, and I thought I'd do a little live stream because we only have a couple more months here of freedom. So I thought I'd do a live stream before we all get banned from having live streams that are, more woke in nature, I guess, for lack of a better term. And because veganism is woke, it's the antithesis of like normal conservative life or something like that. But anyway. Well, I feel stupid, Sarah, for making mistakes, because, it's just so dumb to not double check and realizing I was kind of rushing and I should have double checked myself. So anyway, yeah. So here we are, we're all still alive, and at least, yeah, I don't think on January 6th, there should be a peaceful transition of power. I don't think a bunch of Harris supporters are going to storm the Capitol and beat up guards and stuff like that. It should be a peaceful transition of power. It should be honorable and respectful. And yeah, here we are in a whole new election cycle where it seems like America, for some reason, didn't mind all the many faults of the guy who won. So cool, whatevs. Hopefully nothing too horrible happens. Okay, Peter, she told her supporters not to insurrect the Capitol. Well, I don't think that was ever an issue. I don't think her followers are that type, I don't think that was ever going to be a problem. But it's just good to mention it in case it becomes some kind of precedent that happens every year now. Not president like the president of a company, but precedent. Like that is precedental, not presidential. Yeah, they would never do that. It was just not a non-thing, Let's see, VLAM, do I think this reflects a collective failure at empathizing with voters on the other side. I honestly don't think it's that. I just think for some reason, issues or problems that would have like downed any candidate in the past, are not problems anymore. You could do whatever you want. You could have, anything like, pay sex workers money and be convicted of felonies and say racist things, and or at least have racist things said at your rallies by the people that come out. You can just do all sorts of crazy stuff, and there's no consequence. You can get away with it. So it just shows a shift in values in a lot of Americans, and that, meaning, like, say it was me. Say I was the cult leader of veganism, okay? And you guys had a loyalty for me. You liked me. I'm charismatic, and you loved me and stuff like that. Despite me, like, let's say that I did all these horrible things. Like, I paid off sex workers and all these other things. They're not that great, It's like, you're somehow able to overlook those because you like someone. So I guess that's what I've really learned a lot in the past few years, that if someone is really influenced by an influencer, like totally sucked into some kind of narcissist spell. I remember this happened with like vegan influencers in the past. I don't want to mention any names. I'm not here to start any wars, but there's a few from the past that had some problems with like, abusing their power when it came to like members of the opposite sex and stuff like that. I'm not mentioning any names, but I saw so many of his fans like sticking up for him, despite, it could have been them as a female who got attacked or assaulted or what have you. So I'm just saying, it just shows when someone really admires someone, when you're a fan of a narcissist or something like that, you defend them. You're cool with the problems. So anyway, that's life. That's how the world works now. Anyway, let's see, Allison. I'd love to be president of this country, but there's just no way in hell I'd ever have any chance whatsoever. Let's see, Sarah, you're pretty nonpartisan and can understand the sides of both. I have liberal and conservative views. It's issue, not party for me. I've said that before too. I don't identify with either party. Just so happens that the Republicans kind of shifted so far to the right in the past like decade or so that I don't relate to all that much. I mean, there's a few like maybe non-social things that I might relate to. Some of maybe like economic ideas or something like that, but all the whole anti-woke thing and all that stuff, I just I'm out, because you guys know me. I'm Mr. like open, accepting, non-bigoted, as it is, and anyway. So anyway, yeah, and the biggest danger, as you point out there, effervescent bubbles, is probably the longest lasting thing is Supreme Court nominees who can last for decades. I remember when Clarence Thomas, when I was young, I remember when he got appointed. I think you guys can Google it. It was like in the late 70s, maybe early 80s. That was a long, how is like 45 plus years? This is a long time of a guy just sitting there doing his Clarence Thomas thing all this entire time. And Nikki, you wonder what other rights she will lose in the next 4 years as a woman of color. Let's pray to heavens that there will be no losses of rights for any peoples, of no matter of the color of your skin, your gender, your sexual orientation or preferences. Civil rights are holy, and let's pray and hope that none of those get taken any further away. But yeah, Peter, maybe she replaced Joe Biden just a little too late, huh? Oh, Varley, your highest court in the UK has a mandatory retirement age of 75. Wow, that should be mandatory for presidents as well, huh? Let's see. But yeah, I'm with you, Sarah. Fringe on either side. Like, even vegans. I don't like extremist vegans. Ones that think it's okay to kill people in the name of veganism, or I'm killing someone in the name of the animals or something like that, I don't like terrorist extremists of any kind, whether they're political, even if they're on my side of things, even if they're vegan. Like I said, I don't believe you should like attack or beat up people because in the name of veganism. Veganism justifies me attacking this guy or group of people. Okay, if I can't become president, Nikki, I'll take Dr. Neil Bernard any day of the week. He'd be an awesome president, I think. That's cool, Carlos. I'm glad you guys are making the oldest members of your government just go into retirement or at least leave public service for those who are not around 80 years old or so. That's just a little too old to be working in politics. Sure, there's a few exceptions. I know some super bright 80 and 90-year-olds. They exist out there. I'm not ageist, but for the most part, you should do something else. I forgot how old is Trump. Is he 78, I think? Something like that. I mean, if he finishes his term out, he'll definitely be in his early 80s. So, yeah. Forget it. You're not making fun of vegans? Okay, that's good. We don't need to make fun of vegans. Vegans need not be made fun of. We're just regular old people that just happen to not eat animal products for ethical reasons. That's some good words of advice there, Sarah. Love your families, help your community, do good. See how that's such a nonpartisan message? Just a message of being cool. Just be cool to people. Appreciate people, at least ones that are not being dicks to you. Be cool to people and, not hate. Yeah, Ali, yeah, there's some supporters of his that are like that drape themselves in freedom flags and t-shirts, yet their conception of freedom is extremely narrow. It's like freedom as long as you are pretty much exactly like me. And I'm not saying all are like that. I mean, I've complained to people, to vegans who are like that too. Some vegans think the way I do vegan activism is the only way to do it. If you're not doing it like me, you suck. You might as well be eating meat because you got to do it my way. Or no one should be that self-centered to think that the way that they do things in their life is the best way and the only way. And if you don't do it their way, you suck or something like that. Anyway, P-Dude, why are vegan restaurants disappearing? Well, let's look at why restaurants are disappearing. Let's just take a quick look here. Ooh, I don't have my my iPad doesn't connect to my streaming software anymore. Let's just look at why are restaurants closing. It has nothing to do with vegan restaurants. Why are restaurants closing? It's just a thing. It's a tough economy. They had like massive inflation. They had COVID lockdowns. Here we go. Economic challenges. No, I don't want Google to know where I'm at. And okay, these are just why restaurants are closed. Like, why are so many restaurants closing in 2024 from an article on LinkedIn? It doesn't say vegan restaurants, just all restaurants, whether you're serving meat or kale, you're having all these problems. Inflation has affected every nation on this planet. Rising food costs, higher wages, squeezing profit margins. So yeah, people think, if you open up a restaurant, you're rich. No, most people are just skating by on really thin margins. And if you have all these costs that we just saw here eating into your margins, and you can't recover, you're gone. Doesn't mean you're a vegan restaurant. So thanks for picking on vegans. I know what it's like. Yeah, anti-vegans are like this. Whenever a vegan restaurant closes, oh my God, it's proof. Veganism is failing. It's not popular anymore. It's going down. But when all these meat restaurants close down in greater numbers, because there's more of them, no one really thinks, well, maybe meat eating is a failure. We should all go vegan because look at all these meat and dairy and egg restaurants closing down. So there must be something wrong with that way. It's not that popular anymore. No, it's just an economic problem. I say vegans are just regular people. We do things that everyone does. Some of us open restaurants and face the exact same economic challenges that non-vegan restaurants face. And again, all this stuff here. So thanks for asking. But yeah, be like Sarah here, ordering vegan Thanksgiving from a vegan food truck this year, supporting local vegan businesses. Yeah, me and Angie have done that many a time, ordering some kind of vegan Thanksgiving meal, or I think last year we might have got tamales, whatever, from a vegan maker, vegan food maker, or a vegan restaurant. So yeah, you can do that. Help out a vegan. Yeah, a lot of native foods have closed too, Melinda. I remember when the original owner, Chef Tanya, we used to go to her restaurant in Costa Mesa, the original, at least outside of Palm Desert, the Costa Mesa native foods. And then later on, she sold it to this weird Chicago restaurant company, and they didn't know anything about veganism. And I just saw slowly them just ruin what was once a great vegan chain. It just kind of sucks, So yeah, it happens. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Awesome, Varley. Celebrating your 50th birthday at a vegan restaurant. Awesome. Yeah, and VLAN points out, if you have a choice, yeah, obviously, if there's a choice, go to the fully vegan restaurant. If you got one, or if you got some to choose from. If not, hopefully you have some restaurants that are good with having very well-made and tasty vegan options. Ideally, they'll have a separate vegan kitchen and vegan menu for you to choose from. So anyway, yeah, the economy has been tough for a lot of people. I tell you, inflation has been a bummer. It's been back under control now for the past I think year or so. I think inflation now is in the low 2s or something like that. Sarah, thanks for the super chat tip. Thank you so much. I actually wasn't planning to stream terribly long tonight because Friday is just in a couple days. I just wanted to come on and chat with you guys, let you know, hey, I'm still here. I don't know why I'm stupid, and I scheduled my live stream to be, not my live stream, my video premiere to be 2 hours earlier than I intended, but that's what happened. And I thought I'd come on to, of the craziness of what happened in the United States over the past, say, 24 hours. So I just thought I'd touch base here and chat with y'all. Yeah, sir. Yeah, stay as long or as little as you want here. Kita, you're confused what people think Trump will do to lower inflation. Again, I'm not going to state anything I don't have a political axe to grind. I'm just stating what Wall Street has said. Economists on Wall Street say that Trump, compared to Kamala, Trump will have higher inflation if he follows through on his tariffs idea. He doesn't seem to understand that. He thinks tariffs penalize the country he's putting the tariffs on, but he thinks they pay for them. No, the tariff is an add-on to the existing price, and the country has nothing to do with that. The tariffs get added here, and it's just part of the new price. So U.S. consumers end up paying the additional tariff costs, and economists on Wall Street agree that will increase inflation. They don't think it's going to increase it to where it was 2 years ago, but I thought they figured it'd be in the high 2s, low 3s. But Wall Street didn't react all that poorly, even with the most likely increase in inflation. The stock market hit all sorts of crazy new highs today. So, if you guys have money in the market, at least, and we're bummed about what happened last night, at least that's a plus. Wall Street saw okay, there's going to be less regulation and stuff like that, and more tax cuts for the ultra wealthy and the biggest corporations. I thought the corporate tax rate is going to cut down 5 or 6 more percentage points in his plan. So Wall Street saw this as a win, and the market responded with some big gains today. Ali, your students were all asking why Trump won today. It's a very complicated question. I don't know if anyone knows exactly what happened yet, but I don't hear anyone claiming that it was rigged or anything like that. It's funny, if he had lost, rigged, right? It's one of those things I said, you can't lose, right? You either win and it was an honest election, and if you lose, it was rigged. It's funny how it was rigged 4 years ago, and this time it wasn't rigged. But anyway, yeah, the stocks definitely did surge today. I was wondering when I woke up how that was going to happen. I thought Wall Street would react favorably, and I didn't think it was going to be as favorable as it did. Okay, Keita. Yeah, you heard exactly what I just said about the tariffs and inflation. Again, just giving you what Wall Street says. It's not my like politically biased opinion or anything like that. It just seems like a fact. If prices are higher via added tariffs that get passed on to consumers, it's going to make us, it's going to make things more expensive. And so much of our products here come from everywhere. They come from Asia. They come from Mexico. So yeah, if he follows through on this, hopefully someone's going to convince him, like, sit down, bro. Let me tell you how tariffs work. It doesn't work like that. China doesn't pay for the tariffs. Mexico doesn't pay for the tariffs. Okay, I didn't have a chance to look at the final stats. So, did Kamala actually win the popular vote? That's some. Oh my God, is that true? It looked like yesterday it wasn't going that way. So is it stand right now? She has actually a higher vote total. Wow, just shows you how crazy that electoral college is. Okay, Keita, no, he's like 5 million ahead. No, she did not win it. Okay, all right. I just assumed she didn't, for once. Okay, yeah, Ali Brand. That's a complicated question to answer for your students. It's something that's going to be figured out by historians, not by people like us. So, yeah, we're all still here. Hopefully, nothing too bad will happen. But you never know when someone. Here's the whole thing. If someone says they're going to be a dictator, or at least a dictator on day one, or for one day, whatever it was, that's kind of scary talk there. So let's hope there's no actual follow through on that. But you never know with him, and you don't know. That's the whole thing. I think for me, it's just all the uncertainty. Like, what the hell is really going to happen? I don't like that. But crap, my mom's calling. Crap. Hang on 1 second, guys. 1 second. I thought I had be right back. 1 second. I'm not going anywhere. Okay, I'm back. Nothing bad happened. She was wondering where I put some key when I was there over today, so it's all good. So anyway, I'm with you, Varley's. I think Biden should have stepped down earlier. I don't know what he was thinking. He's already in his 80s, starting a presidential campaign. He's going to be like, what, mid 80s, late 80s if he were to serve his 4 years? I mean, no, he should have stepped down. So anyway, I think that was kind of a problem. Kamala didn't really have much time to. Am I pronouncing her name right? I always feel self-conscious when I say that now because I was pronouncing it wrong for so long. But anyway, she didn't have much time to really, do much, with the campaign. She did a lot, but just a couple months rather than a couple years of campaigning. But yeah, my mom, she's doing better. Thanks for asking, guys. It's still been tough for her. I was over there today, and a lot of action going on. A physical therapist came by to help her. A nurse came by to take some vital signs off of her and stuff like that. And the hospital's calling, or her health provider's calling to ask questions and stuff like that. And then, but what really sucked, guys, is I was visiting my mom Saturday, the day after the live stream, and I was getting ready to go. It's like 5 p.m. Come back home, and then we get a call that her husband was at work. He works at a Chinatown place, like a gift shop. He owns it. Anyway, he fell and hit his head. He was like outside. He wasn't even the stop. He ended up in the hospital, and that turned into a whole big crazy fiasco. Oh my goodness, and still been stressful. So yeah, I had to go to the hospital and came back home at midnight, and he should have spent the night there for observation. But anyway, yeah, it's been a hell of a freaking year for me, guys. It's really, I don't know what to say. It's been a tough one for me, and I'm not sure when things are going to get sort of normal. Maybe they will never be normal again. I don't know. But anyway, I'm just trying to roll with it and do my best. Oh, Peter, yeah, she made her concession speech finally. I didn't see it. Let's hope nothing horrible happens, guys. That's it. I just don't like that uncertainty of what the hell's going to happen. Oh, hi, Heidi. Thanks. Thanks, Allison. Thanks. I'm just trying my best, and let's not tell him. Let's just keep this a secret. On the way home back from my mom's today, I didn't mean to do that. There's some new gesture things in the software here. But anyway, I stopped by a senior living facility, assisted living facility to check out for when the time comes that she needs to go to one. And I was this one's really cool. Hopefully it could be in her budget at some point. But anyway, I was just checking one out. It's just so I can have some information and some have a plan ready to go if and when that needs to get enacted. So I guess I was doing that when my live stream premiered without my knowing. If I had come straight back home and not done that, I guess maybe I would have noticed it on my computer. So anyway, here we are again. If you just joined in late, that's why I wasn't on my live premiere today for the new video about Amanda Castillo no longer vegan. If you're wondering where the hell's Ryan and Angie, well, we thought it was at 5 because that's what I thought I told YouTube when I was scheduling it, but apparently I was stupid and selected 3 instead of 5. But anyway, all good. No one got harmed, hopefully. I'll check the comments. Timothy, I hope my mom is well. Thanks, Timothy. I'm sorry to hear you lost your mom in June. Try to spend time with her when I can. Yeah, I'm seeing her more than ever now that she's been ill. I'm seeing her at least twice a week lately. So yeah, we've actually come a bit more close. It's been tough though because her emotions have been all over the place. But at least I'm spending more time with her. So anyway, yes, the president of the USA has been elected. He's been the president-elect now for many, many hours. Probably, since midnight of last night for the most part. You didn't miss anything, Effervescent. It's all chill. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that. You lost your grandmother too. How was your grandmother, Effervescent Bubbles, if you don't mind sharing? Oh, you lost your mom over 10 years ago? Sorry to hear that. Yeah, I lost my dad about 15. And I hate to say it, my mom's not doing that great. I mean, she's doing all right, but she's been under she's had so many problems the past year, just and a lot of stress and emotional trouble. I'm sure that's weighing on her body in a negative way too. So anyway, yeah. So yeah, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be on tonight, guys. I'll just chat with you a little bit because I'm sure we've had a lot on our minds for the past 24 hours. It's been quite a weird day. Yeah, I have to admit too. I've been every day's for me like a minor nightmare. I just have just been feeling so down about things, and I mean, a lot of it's to do with situations with my mom, and it gets compounded by I often get mildly affected by seasonal affective disorder, but I think it's all because it's combined to synergize this year. And then on top of that, like what happened with the election last night, it's then I'm feeling more grief or sadness or something like that, or I just go, man, this every day is just a weird little sad nightmare thing. Anyway. But what can I say? I'm all right though, guys. Trust me. Even though my thoughts are kind of weird right now, I think I'm okay. But yeah, Sarah, it's all about voting in this country, right? If you don't like the outcome, ask the person, hey, did you vote though? At least I voted. Angie and I voted, and no, it was the presidential race in our state here wasn't even really, an issue. I could have voted third party if I wanted to, or not voted. But anyway, Effervescent Bubbles, you can't believe you'll be 30 in 4 years? How horrible it is to be 26, Yeah, Angie and I didn't need to go out and see some nature. Maybe we will tomorrow. We're having high wind warnings right now in Southern California. These dry Santa Ana winds is what they're called, just blowing through. It's super dry right now. The relative humidity is really low. Big fire dangers right now. This is the time of year actually California can get some major wildfires in October and November when these winds kick in. Yeah, 5 p.m. Now is the time. My live premiere should have started. It should have been happening right now. I'm so pissed. I missed it with you. Oh yeah, Elon Musk giving out the $1 million bribes or whatever, or prizes, or whatever he's calling them if you join his pack or whatever. Yeah. Weird guy. He sure has a lot of time. I mean, he's a CEO of what? Twitter, SpaceX, Tesla, the boring company, and what else, and has time to like be part of an administration now too. And that's kind of weird though. Like, is that a conflict of interest? Like his companies like Tesla and SpaceX receive so much government money, government handouts, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, he's going to be part of the government that gives the money out to the private sector. I wonder if that's going to be an issue. I could see if you got in the government. Yes, make sure SpaceX gets all the space contracts. Screw Boeing and everyone else. Those guys suck. And maybe they do suck. I mean, Boeing stranded a couple astronauts up on the International Space Station, and they need SpaceX to send a rocket up like in February to bring them back or something like that. Did you guys hear about that? Yeah, cat for animals. Yeah, Santa Ana winds are this time of year, September, October, and into November. In that time frame, that's when they kick up. We can get offshore winds any time of the year, but the Santa Ana winds, the high fire danger ones, the classic offshore effect here, yeah, it's this time of year. Not so much in late November, but you got to remember, we're just like 6 days away from October still. Let's see, VLAM, we're witnessing collapse in real time. Collapse of what? Of a human mind or society or the United States or the world or what? What is collapsing, VLAM? I'm just kind of curious because you're probably right, whatever you're referring to. Yeah, I didn't click it. I saw the headline how SpaceX was illegally dumping some toxic stuff. I didn't even click it. Sounds about right, right? Conservative vegan, I'll indulge you. What has gone wacky about the Democratic Party? Like, what specific policy that happened, like say in this Biden administration, is wacky? Like the infrastructure bill, the CHIPS Act, which is bringing chip manufacturing, microchip manufacturing over from like say Taiwan, Taiwan Semiconductor building plants in the United States. Like what is so wacky about? I'm just kind of curious. What is wacky? Just kind of curious. I'm curious because I'm not saying I agree with all of their policies. I just said earlier the right wing has moved so far right. I see more wackiness there that it's hard for me to relate any longer, where I could have related much more, and I did relate more like in decades past. But I'm just kind of curious, what is wacky on the left? I mean, point it out. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're seeing things from a different perspective than I am. You could point out some of the wackiness. How about this? How about the wacky policy of building a border wall along the Mexican border and forcing Mexico to pay for it? That was promised for the 2016 campaign. I forgot how many miles of border wall were built, just like a fraction of a small percent of the entire border they could put a wall up. And last time I checked, Mexico hasn't kicked in a dime. So that to me, that's wacky to say we're going to make Mexico pay for a border wall between them that they didn't have any agreement to. That to me seems a little bit wacky. So yeah, see if you can match that wackiness. Promising that a independent sovereign nation will pay for a border wall just because you want them to, and they never agreed to. So I'm just kind of curious, what is and I could probably think of something wackier if you gave me a second. So I'm just kind of waiting for a return of whack, because to me that sounds pretty whack. How about JD Vance? Let's go there if we want to talk about whack. That childless couples, should we play a video? I don't want to make this a political show. Are like, what do you say? Are like ruining America or something like that? Like we're bad people and we should be punished. Like childless couples should be taxed at a higher rate and we're somehow bad for America. To me, that sounds pretty wacky. Trying to blame America for being ruined by childless cat people. So that's pretty wacky too. So I'm waiting for you, conservative vegan, to throw on the whack. What is the wacky thing? What's wackier than that? Can you top that whack? And I'm not saying you can't. I just like to hear what's wackier than that. People are thinking transgenderism is wacky. Well, transgenderism is not a policy position of either party as far as I know. Just one party is saying, hey, these people are bad, and other people are saying, just let them be. Let people just be, no matter what their sexual orientation or preferences may be. They have a right to exist. They're citizens of this country, and don't demonize them as being perverts or something like that. They're just regular people, just like vegans. We're in a minority, but we're regular people. Okay, so you do agree the border is a problem, and you are aware that there was a bipartisan bill ready to be signed, conservative vegan. Across both aisles, they agreed that this border bill would be awesome, addressing the major issues of the open, porous border. But you do know that Donald Trump called his friends in the Senate and House and said, don't sign the bill. I want to run on this issue. So if it were that big of an issue, they would have passed this bipartisan border bill. So I don't think it's really that big of an issue. I think it's an issue that plays well with their crowd, with their voters. But if they really, truly, sincerely, honestly wanted to address the problem, they had it in their hands. Both sides agreed to a bill that they were both happy with. And the president-elect said, no, don't sign it. I need that in order to play to my base to win. So I find it kind of insincere when people try to bring that up as a Democratic problem, when there was actually a solution on the table during the Biden administration, bipartisan, and president-elect said, don't do it, I need it. So anyway, nice try with that one. You can't have it both ways. You can't be serious about fixing the border, yet intentionally sinking a bill that would have addressed the border issues. So anyway, how many hours did everyone sleep last night? I think I got maybe 6 hours of sleep last night. I wanted to wake up and see what's going on. See if some miracle happened when I was asleep, that they found more votes somehow, uncounted, pre-voting numbers or something like that. And I was curious to see how the stock market was going to react too, because I'm really nervous right now. For my mom's sake, I might have to do some selling some of her positions off at some point in the not so distant future, and I'm nervous of a big crash. Cool, Robert. I'm glad you're liking this extra live. But yeah, I'm pretty tired here today. I haven't been getting the greatest sleep anyway for the past month or two. I mean, some nights I'll get maybe 7+ hours, but usually I'm getting 6-ish, 7-ish, But anyway, hopefully I'll get some better sleep tonight. We'll see. Oh, wow, your sister just had a baby. Wow, Peter, congrats. Yeah, the stock market totally rocked today. Yeah, Wall Street was totally happy with the Wall Street just doesn't like uncertainty. Odds are that if the election had been reversed, Trump lost, they still would have been a rally today. It may not have been as great as today's rally, but the uncertainty was removed as to what's going to happen. It was known what's going to happen, and there was a rally. Also, too, if we had woken up this morning and the election was still being counted like last year, there wouldn't have been a rally. I think last year it rallied a few days after the certainty was finally known. But anyway, you woke up at 1:30 and found out. I just kind of went to bed knowing that it was probably not going to be what I was hoping for, and oh well, Yeah, I noticed it seemed like people were pissed off on the road today. I don't know if they're angry Democrats or just like MAGAs that felt really entitled. Oh, yeah, now I'm running the country now. Or I don't know. I'm not sure. It just seemed like there was some worse driving going on today than on a normal day. How do I feel about RFK leading the House stuff? I don't know. As long as they keep like their the Affordable Health Care Act, I'm cool. And it sounds like he has no intention of repealing it this time. Thank heavens, because that would affect a lot of us. Yeah, random live today, Chris. What is up? What are you doing today, Sarah? You having a chill, gentle day. Ah, I envy you. I miss the days when I had chill, gentle days. Hopefully, once again soon, I will have those. Visited parents and new kitties. Oh, good. Took a good long walk, ate good food. Oh, Sarah, I'm so envious of you. Seriously, I honestly miss my old peaceful days of just days like that, just having simple but meaningful, cool things happen. You don't have to have fireworks going off and jugglers and dancing. Just the simple, often free things in life that make life, enjoyable and pleasurable and meaningful. And I've not had a lot of that lately, but hopefully it'll come back again some point. Well, thanks, Will Morgan. You haven't eaten meat since April 2015. I'll never go back. Awesome. Then I don't have to make a I'm no longer vegan video about you, Will. Thanks for sharing. Oh, okay, Sarah. Yeah, please email me some kitty pics because that's something that puts a smile on my face. There's still a few things right now, no matter how bummed I might be. If I see a kitty pic, I'm kind of helpless. And, my favorite K-pop star that I have a little crush on. It's a female. And when I see they have a new album coming out right about now, so I've been seeing some cute pics and videos and puts a smile on my face right now. Well, Ali, I hope they don't cripple it. I guess you're right. They don't need to repeal it, but you're right. They could try to gut it. But it seems like so many of their constituents are probably have been on it now since like 20. What was that? Like about 10 years? It seems like it's part of our culture now, our way of life. I think it would upset a lot of people to have that not be what it is. Hey, Johnny, I'm just here for a short time. I'm just popping in briefly myself here. I'm sharing where I'm at right now and apologizing for being stupid and scheduling unintentionally my live premiere for today's video to be at 3 p.m. Pacific rather than 5 p.m. Pacific as it is now. Yeah, so anything else you guys want to chat about before I go? I'm not saying I'm going to go right this second, but I didn't want this to be a super long live stream because I will be back Friday. And I don't want you guys to get bored of me or anything, but today's a weird day. We just had a major election. Sarah, I am stupid when I have too much going on. My intelligence lies in being able to focus on things and take things slowly at my pace. I guess maybe I'm kind of slow, sort of. But that's like the trade-off. I'm kind of slow, but when I can be slow, I can focus. And when I can focus, I can come up with some pretty good thoughts and ideas and be pretty sharp. But when I'm distracted and too much stuff's taking my time and attention, I feel like I am stupid because I lose that focus, which kind of, I said, is so essential for me as far as how I operate. So I'm not joking. I bet you when I'm all juggling shit around like I have been lately, distracted and problems, and I bet you my IQ is lower in those moments. It probably drops at least 10 points as a good guess. Allison, you're always slow. Well, Peter, when's Canada's next election? Trudeau isn't doing well even with his own party. Oh, he seemed like a decent fellow, but I really don't know much about him. I saw him explain quantum physics pretty well, though, I think it was on YouTube. That impressed the hell out of me. Oh, thanks for telling me about Christspiracy, guys. Yeah, I signed up to watch it for free, and it plays on my iPad. And then I try to stream it from my iPad to my Apple TV, and it doesn't play. Sometimes I'll just get the audio to go over to the Apple TV, but I never get the audio and the video. And I'm not going to sit there with Angie for like an hour and a half or two and watch something on the iPad. You know, I want to watch it on the TV. So I'm not sure how that's going to work out, how I'm going to watch Christspiracy. It sucks how it just doesn't AirPlay. That's the technology, the Apple AirPlay, to stream it over. So it kind of sucks that I haven't seen it yet. We were going to watch it last Friday after the live stream. And thanks, Vegan Metalhead, for the super chat tip. Thank you so much. Here, I made homemade black bean burgers today and the vegan fund. Thanks for adding to the vegan fund. And black bean burgers sound really tasty right now. Yeah, Timothy, here we go. We were talking about this. I made a video about Ron DeSantis trying to like outlaw lab-grown meat. And again, we're talking about, again, I'm not making fun of political parties. I'm just saying often the GOP aligns themselves, try to say we're the freedom party. We're all about freedom. But here I see the freedom to not be able to be a lab-grown meat company or a consumer who wishes to produce to buy some lab-grown meat. Like, there's no data saying lab-grown meat is going to kill you or anything like that. It's unhealthy. It's not being outlawed on some kind of health reason. It's just some kind of like political agenda. See, banning things. I'm against banning things when there's no reason. Even though I don't want to eat lab-grown meat, there's no reason to outlaw lab-grown meat, especially if you fancy yourself as being the party of freedom. And again, like book bannings, like banning books. Like I read you, we watched together Larry the Farting Leprechaun. It was a children's book about a flatulent leprechaun. Nothing naughty about it. It wasn't high art. It's not going to be confused with, say, like, Moby Dick or something like that. But it shouldn't get banned, Freedom is not about banning things. So anyway, let's move on. Because I truly believe in freedom, even though I don't align with the GOP, I really believe in freedom. You should be able to do pretty much whatever you want as long as you're not harming yourself or others. And even the harming yourself part, you might have some latitude there because it's your free will, your decision. If you want to harm yourself, if you want to smoke nicotine cigarettes in your home and harm yourself, okay, that's cool. But I don't have to smell that when I'm at a restaurant. Stuff like that. But yeah, harming others is where we run into my freedom to not be harmed by like tobacco, carcinogens, secondhand smoke. So whatever you want to do, if you want to have crazy hair, do it. If you want to have, love whoever you want in your life, do it. I don't care. It doesn't make my life, it doesn't affect me. It doesn't harm me in any way. Do whatever you want, but just don't harm others. And being triggered is not harm. Just because you are offended if you see something you don't like, that's not harm. That's just called grow a pair and learn to deal with people. I'm talking about actual harm. If someone's blowing cigarette smoke in your face, you're getting harmed. If someone's beating you up, you're getting harmed. Varley, you get harmed if you get a tattoo. Yeah, it's your decision as a free adult individual person to get a tattoo. You can do that, right? It's a free country. But yeah, even like people like me and Sarah who are not into tattoos, meaning we don't have tattoos. I like tattoos. I'm stoked that the new season of Ink Master is back up. We were watching that last night. I love Ink Master. I love seeing tattoos, but I don't want one. That's my free choice as an individual. I can like them, but choose not to ever put one on me. And I don't think people that have them are bad. But the thing is, imagine if I hate tattoos and I want to ban everyone from getting them just because I don't like them. That's where, that's not what freedom's all about. But Johnny, you said being in the military, you can't discuss political things. That's cool. I don't think this is political. I'm just giving some philosophy here about freedom. What I believe freedom is. You build, especially if you're a free person, a free country, do whatever you want, as long as you're not harming others. Yeah, exactly, Sarah. I'm going to read Sarah a quote here. I don't like tattoos for me, speaking herself, and I'm speaking for myself too. But I don't care what anyone else does with their body. Totally. If someone wants to have tats all over the whole body, their face, whatever, cool. It doesn't harm me. It doesn't make me, oh my God, my life is worse now because some guy has a tattoo on his face or something like that. It doesn't work like that. You can do whatever you want. I can't go to work now. I'm injured now. It doesn't work like that. Timothy, you share Sarah's sentiment. Yeah, then you guys are like me, true believers of real freedom, not a limited, narrow freedom. Like freedom, as long as it matches my narrow personal beliefs, that's not freedom. That's just self-selection bias or something like that. No, freedom really is what we just described there. If we're really in a free country and we're free people, you should be able to do what you want as long as you're not harming others. Oh, I should get a tattoo, Johnny. What's stopping you? You can get tattoos in the army, right? You always see like sailor tattoos and stuff like that. That sounds cool. That would look cool in the American traditional style, like with that kind of iconography of cards, poker cards and stuff like that. That would be badass. Get an American traditional ace and 7 tattoo. That'd be badass. But I'm not going to get one. I probably will never get a tattoo. And if I ever did, it'd probably be really tiny or something like that, But I'm like 57. I've gotten through all these years without ever getting tatted, and I think I want to keep it that way. I like my virgin skin. I'm cool with that, I'm gonna just write it out this way, tattooless. As much as I might admire tattoos I see on Ink Master, or whatever, they're cool on the show, but I don't want them, even though they might look totally awesome. You got your nipples pierced 20 years ago? I had ears pierced a long time ago. They fully have closed up now. I don't even feel the bumps anymore from where they're at. But yeah, that was a long time ago. Worst pain you ever had. Yeah, the ear piercings I remember weren't that bad. Just really quick, bop, a little ear piercing machine, bop. I guess you could do it yourself and it'd take forever and it would be super extended out through time, painful. Okay, so you can't get a tattoo in the military. I thought so. As long as you can cover it while in uniform, usually. Yeah, I should get one, man. Then there's exceptions to that rule. You even barely wear your tiny stud earrings, so your ears are still pierced there. That's cool. Yeah, actually, mine are long closed. Yeah, effervescent bubbles. Just hang on to your virgin skin. If you've gone through all these years without getting tatted, keep it going that way. Let's see, what'd you say to Travis? Let's see. Travis, I don't really like tattoos, but you got one of my baby boy that was born alive. Oh, I'm sorry, so you made an exception. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that too. And that's a really sweet kind of tattoo to make. That's the kind of thing. If I were to get a tattoo, it'd be for something like major like that, a big life event, big life-changing event like that. I understand that. I totally get it. I almost did something like that in 1998. I'm kind of glad I did it, yet I kind of wish I had maybe done it then too, but anyway, yeah, it was kind of life period like that. Robert, you pierced your own nipple once? Wow, you're hardcore, Robert. Wow, I can tell you, I will never get my nipples pierced by me or another person. I'm again too old for that. If I ever would have done that, it would have been in my 20s or something like that. Hey, Peter, been a member for 29 months. Woohoo! Awesome. Thank you, Peter. Alberta, Canada made a bunch of bands for transgender youth recently. Bands? Like bands that you wear on your wrist or something like that? Wow, Befferson Bubbles. People are doing like stuff like cocaine. Wow, I mean, weed's everywhere here in California. Shroom. That's kind of a weird difference. Usually, people who do like psilocybin mushrooms are not the same bros that are doing cocaine. It's usually a different crowd and stuff like that. It's hard to paint them all as one thing like that. It's kind of like when I was younger. Like I remember like the people that like the psychedelic drugs, like like psilocybin mushrooms or stuff like that, LSD, didn't really get along with the methamphetamine people. It was like a whole different energy and vibe and something like that. Ooh, Sarah just gifted 5 memberships. Who's going to win them? Thanks so much, Sarah. Who's getting them here? We got Renee Juarez, Steve Dina, Lori Post, and another Ryan. And Trini Vegan. Awesome, Trini. Awesome. All right, so we got 5 new members. Oh, Peter, that kind of banning. So Canada is somehow banning children from changing their gender pronouns. Okay, well, I mean, people really are tripping out on pronouns lately, huh? That's become a divide there, It's just pronouns, it's just words. Anyway, I wish that wasn't such an issue for people. Just let trans people be. Their lives are tough enough. Just let them be. Let's their free choice. So anyway, yeah, there's a tax revenue for sure when when weed or cannabis becomes legalized. The downside of that, though, as I've seen here firsthand, Varlis, is that there's a new they tax weed, new stream of income for local and national governments. The problem is that tax, it keeps getting added. The city ups the tax, the county, the state ups the tax to the point where legalized weed, if you go buy it in a weed store, it's expensive. It's really expensive. It makes street dealers more attractive, and that's why they haven't gone away. Your street weed dealers are still thriving because they can easily undercut the overtaxed, overpriced legal weed market. I mean, there's advantages to buying legal weed. I mean, it's tested. It's not got a bunch of weird stuff on it that's going to kill you or something like that. So there are pluses. You are getting more for your money. You're supporting a legal industry, getting it off the ground, making it more, mainstream so they can deposit money in banks like any other companies or businesses can. But anyway, let's move on from that. All right, Allison, if you got a skedaddle, I got a skedaddle soon too. I don't want this to be a substitute for Friday. Like I said, just really doing it because a lot of crap happened in the past 24 hours. And I misscheduled my live premiere from earlier today a couple hours ago. So if you guys were there and wondered where the hell we were, it's because I made a typo. It was supposed to come out at 5 p.m. Pacific, not 3 p.m. Pacific. Wow. Effervescent Bubble said, you'd be surprised how many corporate guys do both cocaine and mushrooms because they love all drugs. Okay. Wow. Sure, Sarah. I figured, a lot of us, just went through a big deal in the past 24 hours. And it's just not the past 24 hours. It culminated in the past 24 hours. But it's been going on for weeks, months, years even, So a lot of us, are probably, feeling a little uncomfortable or uneasy or just some anxiety right now. I'm sure I'm speaking for a lot of us, myself included, So I thought it'd be good for us all to talk and chat and chill and see how everyone's doing, touch base, and make sure we're all okay. We're all here still. Everything's sort of fine for now. But Friday, I plan to be back with a regular live stream. The only thing that could set that back if something weird goes wrong with my mom or something like that, barring some kind of situation or emergency. But yeah, I plan to be back Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. So I'll let you guys go. I'm keeping this to a little hair under an hour. I think it's a good amount of time to chill with you guys, don't you think? So you don't get sick of me. Oh, he's back again less than 48 hours later. So yeah, peace, Sarah. Good to see you all. And yeah, please come back Friday in about 49 hours from right now. 6 p.m. Pacific. It's 5:30 Pacific right now. I'll be back with a regular Friday live stream. We could talk about any and all things vegan, and hopefully nothing bad happens to our country in that short amount of time. And hopefully nothing bad happens to any of us, and we're all going to be healthy and happy and here on Friday. And we've missed you, Sarah. I know you've had a lot of stuff, so it'll be good to get Sarah back for a regular Friday live stream. It just hasn't been the same without Sarah. I know you've had a lot of family things going on lately, and that's cool. You know, do that. That's more important. But when that's all not happening, yeah, we'll be happy to have you back, and hopefully I'll be in a little bit better spirits then as well. So we'll see. All right, guys. So thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Good to see you all. Hoping you guys are all doing good, and just keeping it together. And if you haven't already, go watch my video from 2.5 hours ago about Amanda Castillo no longer being vegan. You know, once again, you know, we saw, I think, a person who just had some other crap going on in her life and just didn't want to eat plants anymore. And there was no reason why she had to stop being vegan. So check out that video if you haven't already seen it. Appreciate it if you can, and leave a comment there. Let YouTube know to share it, guys. All right, so now till next time, guys, which will be in 49 hours.